Important things you need to remember as you grow older. My beloved children, I see you right now, wherever you are. Some of you are sitting quietly as the evening air settles around your shoulders. Some are listening while the world outside still hums with unfinished noise. Perhaps a phone rests in your hand, or a lamp glows softly nearby. I see the lines of time on your face, the thoughts you carry in silence. Tell me gently in the comments below where you are listening from and what hour the clock shows where you live. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's gently ease into tonight's teachings journey together. As you grow older, there are things the world never pauses to tell you. It keeps running, chasing the next desire, the next applause, the next proof of worth. Yet, aging is not a loss. It is a revealing. It peels away what never mattered and quietly places truth in your hands. Many of you were taught to measure life by speed, by achievement, by how much you could gather before the night fell. But now, your steps slow, your breath deepens, and you begin to notice what was always there. Remember this: time does not become more precious because it is scarce. It becomes precious because it is alive. Each morning you wake is not a habitat, is a gift. Do not treat it as something owed to you. When you were young, you believed you had endless tomorrows, so you spent today carelessly. As you grow older, you begin to understand that tomorrow is not promised, and suddenly today becomes sacred. Do not waste it on bitterness, on proving yourself to those who will never see you, on carrying grudges that poison your own well. You will notice that the noise around you begins to fade, and the noise within you grows louder. This is not a punishment. This is an invitation. When the world stops distracting you, your heart finally speaks. Listen to it without fear. Many people spend their youth running from themselves, only to meet themselves again in old age, tired and unresolved. Do not wait until then. Sit with your thoughts now. Make peace with your past while you still have the strength to forgive yourself. As years pass, you will learn that not everyone who walked beside you was meant to stay. Some were lessons dressed as companions. Some were blessings meant for a season. Do not call this abandonment. Call it completion. Holding on too tightly to what has finished will only wound your hands. Letting go is not weakness, it is wisdom. Love does not always mean staying. Sometimes love means releasing with grace. Your body will speak more often than it once did. It will ache, slow down, demand rest. Do not curse it for this. Your body has carried you through storms you barely remember. It has absorbed stress, grief, joy, and labor without complaint. Treat it gently now. Rest is not laziness. It is gratitude expressed through care. Sleep when you are tired. Eat what nourishes you. Move not to compete, but to remain alive in spirit as you age. You will also notice how thin the line is between pride and loneliness. When you refuse help to appear strong, you often push love away. Strength is not found in carrying everything alone. Strength is knowing when to open your hands and allow others to serve you. Humility keeps the heart warm. Pride leaves it cold, even in crowded rooms. You may look back and regret words you never spoke, love you never expressed, time you postponed. Do not let regret harden into despair. Let it soften you instead. Speak the words now. Say, "I love you," while there is breath in your lungs. Say, "I forgive you," while the other can still hear it. Say, "I am sorry," before silence becomes permanent. Aging teaches you that unsaid words weigh more than spoken ones. There will come a time when you care less about being right and more about being kind. This is not surrender, it is maturity. Being right may satisfy the mind, but kindness heals the soul. You will not be remembered for winning arguments, but for how safe people felt in your presence. Choose gentleness, even when the world rewards sharpness. As you grow older, the mirror changes. But do not confuse the fading of youth with the fading of worth. Your value was never in smooth skin or quick strength. Your value has always been in your capacity to love, to endure, to forgive, to hope again after disappointment. Do not grieve what time takes if it gives you depth in return. You will notice that silence becomes more comfortable. Embrace it. Silence is where truth rests. In silence, you hear what noise once drowned. In silence, your prayers become simpler and more honest. You no longer ask for everything. You ask for peace. You no longer beg for recognition. You seek meaning. This is growth. There will be moments when the past visits you unexpectedly in a song, a scent, a quiet evening. Do not chase it and do not fear it. Let it pass through you like a breeze. Memory is not meant to trap you. It is meant to remind you of how far you have come. Bless the past, but live in the present. The present is where life still responds to your touch. As years pass, you will understand that wealth is not measured by what fills your house, but by what fills your heart when the house is quiet. A small table shared with sincere love is richer than a feast surrounded by indifference. Invest in relationships, not possessions. What you love will outlive what you own. You will also learn that forgiveness is not about excusing harm. It is about freeing your spirit. Carrying resentment is like holding a burning coal and expecting the other to feel the heat. Release it, not for them, but for yourself. Peace is worth more than revenge. And slowly, almost without noticing, your definition of success will change. Success will look like waking up without dread. It will look like conversations without masks. It will look like evenings where your heart feels light enough to rest. This is not settling for less. This is finally choosing what matters. One day, you will realize that the most important thing you can leave behind is not advice, money, or accomplishments, but the way you made others feel when you were near. Did you listen? Did you bless? Did you bring calm or chaos? These are the legacies that remain long after names fade. And as the years continue to move forward, gently and without asking permission, remember this, above all, you were never meant to conquer time. You were meant to walk with it, learn from it, and let it shape you into someone softer, wiser, and more loving than you were before. The heart that learns this truth begins to let go of fear, and in that quiet release, something within you finally begins to rest. To rest in a way it never knew before. And in that rest, you begin to see life not as a race you must win, but as a path you are allowed to walk. You stop counting how far others have gone and start noticing the ground beneath your own feet. The ground is firm. It has always been firm. Even when you stumbled, it held you. Even when you doubted, it did not disappear. This is what growing older gently teaches you. That support often existed long before you learned to trust it. You will notice that fear changes its shape. When you were younger, fear shouted. It warned you about failure, embarrassment, being left behind. As you age, fear whispers. It asks quieter questions. Will I be remembered? Did I love enough? Did I choose well? Do not silence these questions with distraction. Answer them with honesty. Fear loses its power when it is met with truth. And truth, when welcomed, becomes peace as the years stretch behind you like a long road. You begin to understand that mistakes were not interruptions. They were teachers. Each wrong turn carved wisdom into your spirit. Each heartbreak widened your capacity for compassion. If you could return and change everything, you would also erase the understanding you now carry. Be grateful even for the chapters that hurt. They taught you how to be gentle with others who are still learning. You may feel the circle around you grow smaller. Fewer friends, fewer invitations, fewer voices calling your name. Do not mistake this narrowing for emptiness. It is refinement. Life slowly removes what is noisy so you can hear what is true. One sincere presence is worth more than a crowd that does not see you. Treasure depth, over breadth. Sit longer. Listen more. Speak only what matters. There will be days when your energy feels thin, when the world seems to move faster than your strength allows. On those days, release the need to keep up. You were never meant to match the pace of everything around you. You were meant to move in rhythm with your own soul. Slowness is not falling behind. It is arriving fully where you are. As you grow older, you begin to recognize how precious ordinary moments are. A warm cup in your hands, a familiar voice, the quiet companionship of someone sitting beside you without needing to speak. These moments once passed unnoticed. Now they shimmer. This is not nostalgia. It is awareness. Awareness is a form of gratitude that matures with time. You will also come to see that control was always an illusion. You planned, prepared, insisted, and still life surprised you. It took what you tried to hold and gave you what you never expected. Let this realization soften you, not harden you. When you loosen your grip, you discover that trust is lighter than control. Trust allows you to breathe again. As age settles in, you may feel closer to questions without clear answers. Why suffering exists, why love sometimes leaves, why effort does not always yield reward. Do not rush to resolve these mysteries. Some truths are meant to be lived, not solved. Peace does not come from understanding everything, but from accepting that you are held even when you do not understand. You will notice that your prayers become quieter, fewer words, longer pauses. This is not distance, it is intimacy. You no longer perform, you simply remain. Silence becomes a shared language. In that silence, burdens loosen, not because problems vanish, but because you are no longer carrying them alone. As you look at those younger than you, resist the urge to measure them by your regrets. Offer them patience instead of warnings, presence instead of lectures. Let them learn as you did, through experience, through error, through time. Wisdom offered gently is received. Wisdom forced is resisted. Be a refuge, not a judge. There will be moments when loneliness brushes against you, even surrounded by others. Do not fear this feeling. Loneliness is not proof of failure. It is a reminder of your depth. It asks you to connect more honestly with yourself, with others, with the quiet truth within you. When you answer it with compassion, it loosens its grip. As the body weakens, the spirit often strengthens. You begin to see beyond appearances, beyond titles, beyond roles. You recognize yourself not by what you do, but by who you are becoming. This shift is sacred. It frees you from comparison and anchors you in purpose. You may feel drawn to simplify, to clear spaces, to release possessions, to tidy unfinished stories. This is not preparation, for an ending. It is preparation for peace. Simplicity creates room for what matters. When less surrounds you, more can reach you. When disappointment revisits you, greet it with familiarity. You have met it before and survived. You know now that disappointment does not define your worth. It refines your expectations. Hope becomes quieter, steadier, more resilient. It no longer demands certainty. It rests in faithfulness. As you continue forward, remember that kindness costs less than pride and returns more than ambition. Choose it daily, in small gestures, in patient words, in the decision to listen one moment longer. Kindness leaves traces long after you have gone. And when you feel the nearness of endings, of seasons, of roles, of chapters, do not panic. Endings are not erasures. They are transitions. What was real remains real. What was loved remains loved. Nothing meaningful is lost. It is transformed now. Let your breath slow. Let your shoulders soften. Let the images of striving fade gently at the edges. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to be unfinished and still whole. You are allowed to age and still be deeply alive. Walk forward with tenderness toward yourself and others. Hold compassion like a lamp in your hands. Speak softly. Love generously. Trust the quiet work being done within you. And when words feel heavy, let silence carry you. Peace is near. Grace is sufficient. Love endures. Amen.